Hello again. Today I'm going to be showing you how to graph a linear equation in 3 variables, okay? My 3 variables being x, y, and z. All right, what we're going to do here is I have a graph and I'm going to label it so we can remember that this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, and then this is the z-axis, okay? So what I need to find are the intercepts. Okay, I need to find my x-intercept, my y-intercept, and my z-intercept. So in order to find my x-intercept, that is where y equals 0 and z equals 0. Okay, well, if I made my y 0 and my z 0, that would just leave me with 2x equals 12. In the same way, to find your y-intercept, you make x equals 0 and z equals 0. So I would cancel the x and the z, and I am left with negative 3y equals 12. And to find my z-intercept, that is where x is 0 and y is 0. So that would leave me with 4z equals 12. Well, if I solved each of these, the first one here for my x-intercept, I'd divide both sides by 2, and I see that x is equal to 6. For my y-intercept, I'd divide both sides by negative 3, and I see that y is negative 4. And then for my z-intercept, I divide both sides by 4, and I see that z is equal to 3. So I now have an x-intercept, a y-intercept, and a z-intercept. And the way we graph that is I'll start in my origin, and I will find 6 on the x-axis, positive 6, going down into the left. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to put a point right there. Now I'm going to find my y-intercept. So the y-axis is from left to right. So negative 4 on the y-axis is right there. And now I want positive 3 on my z-axis. And I'm going to make a point there. Now what I'll do is I'll take my straight edge and I'll connect all of my dots, all 3 of them. And you'll see it turns out to be a triangle. Shade that in with your pencil. You got colored pencils. That's cool too. And that's how you graph a linear equation in 3 variables. So let's say we have 2x plus 3y plus 5z equals 10, and we want to graph this linear equation in 3 variables. Well, remember that this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis, this is the z-axis. All right, and I need to find my x-intercept, my y-intercept, and my z-intercept. Well, my x-intercept will be 2x equals 10. Divide both sides by 2. X equals 5. Now I have 3y equals 10. Well, divide both sides by 3. Y is going to be 3 and 1/3. Now I do 5z equals 10. Divide both sides by 5. And my z-intercept is going to be 2. So I go to my x-axis, positive 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I make a dot right there. I go to my y-axis, and I go to 3 and 1/3, make a dot right there. And then I go to my z-axis, and I make a dot right there. Now I get a straight edge. and I connect all three of my dots. I make a triangle and I fill it in. And that's how you graph a linear equation in three variables. So let's say we're given x plus 2y equals 4, but we're told to graph this as a linear equation in three variables. Well, there's no z. So we know that it's 0z. Okay, so remember that it's 0z. And the way you would actually graph this is we find the x-intercept, which is going to be x equals 4, and the y-intercept, which is going to be 2y equals 4. And then we divide both sides by 2, so y is 2. I'm going to go to my x-axis, and I'm going to make a dot at x equals 4. Then I'm going to go to my y-axis, and I'll make a dot at y equals 2. All right. Now, in a situation like this, it's going to create a plane that goes up and down forever. So what I'll do, x equals 4 and y equals 2. And then I'll shade it in. And that's how you graph a linear equation in three variables when you're only given two of the variables.